allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Everybody signed in and is here. We don't usually ask that, so if you speak or whatever, we get your name. Okay. Roll call, John Mullins here.
Roxanne Topsky, been here.
John Quinn is here.
Christine Maynard here.
Okay, very good. All there.
Oh,
Okay, first thing on the agenda is Mr. Hertel and a preliminary consultation on Hingham Road map 8, lot 6, is that right?
Yep. Yes. See, some towns don't.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank you.
Okay.
And Christine.
Even an autograph for you.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem.
We can use this one.
Okay. Yeah, I got extras. Like,
That way, if somebody has a question, they can refer to that.
yeah.
So this is going to be the 15% wants to subside.
I don't know, this is the first, I don't know.
It does not help at all.
Like I did my exam.
I don't need to have it. This one was a parcel we looked at with the big map,
Yeah.
but I don't know if the other one other than least.
Yeah, I can't make out like.
It's different, that's not too bad.
All right. Very good.
Yeah. So this is a pretty simple subdivision. 15 acres that we have on Pinkham Road in Middleton. What we're proposing are 3 5-acre lots. 2 are actually 5 acres exactly. One's 5.04 acres. The tax map 8, lot 6, and 6-9 do have more than adequate road frontage per your regulations to be a lot. And then per your regulations, you have the pork chop lot that you can have if it's the last piece of the subdivision. And so on tax map 8, lot 6-10, we have 51 feet of road frontage there, coming into a proposed house site just beyond the rear boundary of lot 6-9. Just a housekeeping thing, I noticed under the notes, owner of record, it says tax map 6, lot 6. I will have that corrected to tax map 8 in the upper right-hand corner.
Yep.
Oh.
Right here. So this is 6 instead of 8. No, right here, that would be an 8.
So it should be map 8, lot 6.
In the corner, Richard saying 8, 6.
Yeah. So we're just here for a pre-application discussion, just to get the planning board's views on the proposed project, and if there are any questions that I might be able to answer tonight for you.
This is Pinkham Road.
Pinkham Road, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just a quick preliminary that we had done.
These are just
Proposed house sites, yep, just wanted to show that there were areas for it.
And these make the setbacks, like where this house is?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
it does,
yeah.
150 feet?
Yep,
So, 249, 800. This brook, this runs through here.
Mhm.
This is the,
that's the setback.
that's the setback.
The red is the setback line from the wetlands.
Okay.
Yep.
Um,
Yes.
We did a water study.
I think so.
Yes. And we can get you.
And then you need a copy of that.
Okay. Okay,
You get that.
okay.
Send it over to
To Rob, yep.
All right, any issue? Go ahead.
So my question, so if this is Pinkham, so how are we gonna access this map 8 or 6 dash?
On that side, there's that.
On the
wall.
side, there's 50 feet going in.
Oh, okay, yeah, thank you, I need to look at the top, okay.
So if that driveway is 51 feet long,
I'm sorry, again?
so that back lot,
Yeah.
you're saying it's 51 feet long?
No.
Or-
No, the road
Wide.
frontage is
Road-
51
you have to
feet.
have-
Why? 51 feet
You have to
wide.
have, the
Oh,
road
51
frontage
feet.
has to be 50 feet for back lot.
For the pork chop lot, has to be a minimum of 50 feet.
So that would be.
Like, which is similar to
driveway.
what's over here.
Yes, that'll just be for
That would be a
driveway.
driveway.
And
Yeah.
utilities going in for the home, for the home. Yeah.
And these are just proposed with buildings, with roads?
Yes, just proposed.
Okay.
Yep. Just wanted to show that there was plenty of buildable area.
Okay.
That was just really
But it's going in. We paid New Hampshire Electric, I'm sorry, Eversource. It's been designed and we're just waiting for them to put the pole in. All the way down the road.
Where's the one?
It's coming from DeBrizio's, going all the way down and Owen.
Where do you have some?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it stops right at the, go down Pinkham, it stops right where they're.
Right, sorry.
Just something on Fox.
No, Fox, no. You didn't come in that. way.
No.
No, they're not in Pinkham, but I meant you.
Oh, yeah, I come from Fox.
That's where you guys, okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
That's,
Quite a minute, quite a
that's,
minute.
yeah, that's, people would ask.
Yeah.
Any other comments or questions?
No, I don't have any.
Christine, you good?
No, I think I'm good.
John?
Nothing big.
Okay, so, we'll get Pinkham Road labeled on here, we'll get this cleaned up. I'll get you the study, and I'll do the application for August. Do you guys happen to know when the August meeting is?
It's always,
Yeah, it will be the 8th.
August 8th, okay. And it's 21 days?
First and then
21 days prior to, for all the information to be turned in?
yeah, you know where to go for that. right?
Yeah.
What's that?
realistically, is the first one on Saturday, it's Thursday.
No, it's always the second.
And that's the 8th, it's the second Thursday.
That's not that far off.
Oh, it is.
No, creeping right
That's
up.
right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Oh.
Thank you very much.
All right.
We'll see you next one.
Thanks.
All right, bye.
Yeah, it is. Hold on, hold on. There.
What I'd like to do, what do you think? There's no time clock is going on. All right, next on the agenda is application consultations. We have that was his. Okay, next on the list is voluntary merger application. That's Roy and Susan Parisi at 35 Fox Road, map 5, lot 86 and 87. We have received their application. Everybody got a copy of that?
Yes, yes.
Fees have been duly paid. Taxes, I looked and they're paid. They looked up, and they weren't quite paid yet, but that's the online site, so.
The upcoming bill.
What's that?
That's the upcoming bill, not that.
Oh. You're good. All right, Roy, you want to tell us a little bit about what you're trying to do here, just briefly? I think that.
Just want to put the two lots together so we can use it to sell it, I want to sell it, so nothing else can happen to that one.
That lot, though, has everybody seen what that lot looks like?
No.
Look at the top tax map.
Yeah, that's on the first page it was on.
Yeah, okay, it's hard to see on here, but it's a very narrow lot.
Yeah, it's east, it's right here, it's east.
Very narrow lot,
This one.
and this one here, and it's kind of, damp.
As water runs through, just the runoff from the street.
Right.
He's just, yeah, he just
He
wants to
just,
learn.
he just wants to merge those, so there we go.
It has, it's the village district, so it's like,
No, not the village district.
oh, so.
Oh, yeah, this is, yeah. I'm thinking association, yeah. So it's a village district.
Yeah,
So it's their small lots.
he's in your association,
Sorry. Mine.
not your
No,
association.
they don't have,
Or
any.
your
That's
association.
what they are in the district, so. Okay.
You don't associate with them either.
She doesn't associate with anybody.
She's on the other side.
I will make a motion to accept the merger.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
No.
Hmm.
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. I'm sorry. You're good to go. 1, 2, 3, bingo bango. She'll, you see her about all that other stuff. Okay, we move along. We have no hearing, okay. Other business, public comments. Do we have any public comments? Do you have- Oh, that's right, that wasn't on my list, so we have, we'll hold your public comment. All right, we have an application here for a merger from the DeRosas, and they live at 295 Pinkham. And they'd like to merge two lots, lots 39, 38 and 39, and they are under Tanglewood, Tanglewood properties.
What?
Lots 38, 39.
What map?
Map 4, lots 38 and 39. Show you where it is. It's up here.
Oh, yeah, right there, yeah,
Right.
38, yeah.
38, 39. Okay, and
This is Tanglewood.
Did they ever get it? I mean, it's with you, hopefully.
that's between them.
Yeah, that's what we
That's
actually
not-
for us, but, okay, so
Okay.
you want to continue that?
Continue that. Did you? Okay. I got Shepherd. They did pay their fee?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah, here it is. Fee has been paid. Taxes are paid. Okay. You've got copies of all the deeds to the two properties. I don't have any issues. Anybody have any questions about that?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to merge map 4 lot 38 and map 4 lot 39.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
No, you
Okay.
can try.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Does it say how big those lots are? I know they're not very big, but.
I'll let him know, he does have to pay the fee.
It doesn't,
All right, then I won't sign it until we pay. What are you looking for?
Okay.
It's just the size, she wanted to know the size where it is. No, it's not on the book. Let's see it.
Are they like the usual
Yeah.
baby, like,
No, these are really, these are probably really big for them.
oh, yeah, just the larger?
There.
That's okay. All right.
No, just curious how big those
All right,
were.
I'll hold this until we. Okay. Okay, all right, we'll get back to public comment. All right, public comment. Yes, sir.
Oh, it's a dangerous thing to invite me to speak, but I'll pretty fast. They're laughing because they know. So most of us here are with the church, and so we're just mostly here for moral support and cheerleaders. But Ken, the real brains over there, are Ken and Scott. I'm just going to turn it over to them. How about that? Because they know.
So, the piece of property is donated to the church.
Yeah, it's right after the cross.
Actually,
Wow.
I think that's a lot here. This is right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of lot. And basically what the church would like to do with it is develop a facility. One,
Yeah, go ahead, Ken.
one that would have a very small, like 800 square foot apartment in it. That would have an intern. And that intern would be somebody that had just graduated from a Bible college and to work under a pastor here. They'd probably be here, I think, probably 9 months. 12 months.
Yeah, 12 months max.
Before they go on and
Go ahead, finish.
Sorry, I'm just trying, sorry. Oh, it's this one? It's that one. Go ahead.
before they go on to their own church. Lives in the gospel chapel. Dave is actually a pastor of the village mission. He's actually a missionary here in the community. So it's an opportunity for village missions to go ahead and grow the mission by having some interns out working the day and pull out to another community. The other piece to it is not just 800 square feet. Similar to probably not on this scale, but there'll be areas of fellowship. So while we have just that 800 square feet area for an intern, a small apartment, there's got to be a fellowship. And it's intended so that people may come in from abroad around the country, have retreats, and also have local retreats here as well. We know there's one up over Alton, for instance, that we do it up in there, and also over in Durham, but now we do the same time. Right now, we're just in the discussion phase conceptually of what we're going to do. We're really looking to make it look like we can actually have a frame of brick in the house. This is within the Middleton Four Corners district. And so when we looked at the ordinance, I guess one of the questions we have is we're talking about a mixed use definition. And one of the things that mentioned in the ordinance was having a site plan. So we were a little bit concerned. We want to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to. But we didn't see what the criteria was for a site plan. We could certainly go out, we have an idea where we'd like to put the building with a rise and knoll that you can see from the road, off the road. Plenty of sideline, plenty of frontage, plenty of depth back to the off the top of the front, put into the lot. But we just, as we go forward, we want to proceed with this, we want to make sure that, because it is potentially classified, I think it would be a mixed use, we want to make sure we're doing the right thing. So we didn't find any definition for the site plan.
The big thing is the cost of the site plan. That partially it.
I don't necessarily think that that's true. What we really we're looking for today, really tonight, is before we go fundraising from people, they got to want to hear, hey, is it a go? Is it going to be accepted by the community? My instinct is yes, but at the same time, I guess we're kind of looking for a gesture of, yeah, go ahead and proceed, but at the same time, when we proceed, we want to make sure we're proceeding in the right manner. We want the community to welcome our endeavor, the church, what we're doing. We don't want to be
Can I-
in front of anybody.
Is the church and the house on the same property?
No.
It's not, they're two different?
So,
That property.
Well, I know like the church, I'm talking about the house that you live in and that the church is.
parsonage,
Yeah, and the parsonage, is that all one?
I believe the parsonage and the church building, Brad, you know, the church building.
It's two different addresses, but I think it's all in school with water.
I'm just wondering if it would be kind of like a similar scenario where, I mean, I know it's like you're not going to build a church and a parsonage, but same.
Right, same one, but it's obviously
Yeah, it's one lot, it's not divided, it's not like two
the
lots.
church property.
I-
To back up, yes, we are looking at, you know, it's gonna look like a house.
mhm.
I feel like it's not like huge, like mega mansion or anything. 2,000, 50, right now, we're talking like 2,000 square feet. But depending on fundraising, it may be larger, but we wanted to, it's getting far enough off the road. We wanted to blend in a colonial fashion into the area. We wanted to be a nice store or a,
Well, I would say a couple things. I certainly, from a planning board point of view, and we talked a little bit about this before, it is I guess it would be called an mixed use. Pretty clear that it is. Okay, so that's allowed, first of all, in 4.1. As far as the development of the property, where is the setback, how big, what you can do, how much driveway you should have, so forth and so on. You should look at the development rate, and if you have, go through them. The planning board, I'm not saying we are yes or no, the planning board does have the authority to waive certain requirements. Not saying we do or will, but we have the authority. So if you look through these, particularly if it's mixed use, if you're going to have a parking lot, how big it should be, and, that kind of stuff. And you can do what Mr. Burkell did. If you have a concept, he just brought us in a set of prints here, what he wants to sell now. And he gave us an idea of what he's trying to do. If you haven't, you bring those in, and the clock doesn't have to stick, you don't have to put any money out, you don't have to do that. But if you brought us a sketch like this, say, okay, this is the property, this is where stuff is, this is where we want to put it, there's going to be the buffer zone, blah, 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 blah. And then we can start and we can get into deeper detail in terms of what you need to do, what you need to set back before you even put a nickel out. Have you gone through the site regs? Have you read those? Or?
well, we did look at it, but again, we're looking at, it said, I think it said site plan, so then we're looking for what the definition of was. So if there's you suggest going into this development, like subdivision development?
So on the development, on page 19, development, it says types of site plan applications. And so there's major site plan, there's a minor site plan, and then exemption site
property owner's site plans,
Well, just,
you know, that kind of stuff, but we'll need to go through the site plans in detail. And if you have questions, you can get a hold of me, try to walk you through them as best I know. I can help as best I can in terms of what you need to do, what we might require you to do. As far as the perk tests, septic and all that kind of stuff, that's kind of, perk test, that's kind of state. That kind of stuff. You have a plot plan here already, pretty much set. But look at those site regs and see what you have to do, particularly if you're going to have a lot of parking. The question will come up, okay, what are you going to do about drainage?
impervious materials.
Stuff like that. Where's it going to go?
Downhill.
Not to the lake, until it's filtered with pure water. But you know what I'm saying?
I'm very familiar with
Yeah. So that kind of stuff. And you have a nice piece of property for what you're trying to do. We'll try to work with, we will work with you on everything you can do. Do you see anything? I didn't either. I did look through this when we talked before. And it's workforce housing, so that's fine. And where we're going to get into the details, is okay, what do we got to do with this property in terms of, at least I give you credit, because you're telling us what you're going to do with the property.
So, and on that note, at the direction of the pastor and the biblical form, we're moving forward. We're not asking for a waiver. We actually biblical form, we're going to comply with what the requirements are. So, that would be the very last stop on the waiver we would ever ask for. We want this to blend in with the community. That's a biblical statement. So,
I, as chairman of the planning board, compliment you on doing that, because we do get applicants at times that want to do something with these property owners. But, go ahead. No, I'm done.
So, and also in the end, the development regs is, page 40, is like minimum off-street parking requirements, and then tell you what, how many spaces you have to have, or depending on the size.
Because it would be considered mixed use.
yeah.
It's just an expansion. We allow in certain zoning ordinances, home businesses, and then you go to home office, and there's certain requirements, you gotta have so many parking spaces.
And then so many, having a total parking spaces, and then we're keeping access for it.
Isn't that based on square
So
footage?
it's
Square footage.
those, it's this one
Well,
right here? Oh, it's
I
just
guess
long.
I don't know.
Oh, wait, page 40.
No, because I
Well,
was, oh, that's the other.
No
problem.
That's the development right. We call them development rights here, not site rights. So, as far as an official comment, everybody will support them in every way we can to get your project done, the easiest, most cost-effective way. And I guess that's all we can say. About. So everybody in favor of that?
Yeah.
That's what we're asking for approval. I guess we're really making sure there's no red flags.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
What basically what we're saying is that, correct me if I'm wrong, is that we're gonna come in with kind of an in-made site.
You've seen those before.
Yep. And then from there, if you give us a kind of a preliminary approval at that point, somewhat of say, okay, then we can basically go and then we can.
Basically like what Jeff just came in and showed us. He had the copy of the layout of the front, like, he's like, this is it, we're gonna put a building, this is where it's gonna go.
This is what it's like.
Yeah, so and this is nothing, and this is just some
The
preliminary.
consultation can go on, not just one meeting. They can go on, we can say, no, we don't like that, because, not that we want to be stinky, but, and then you go back and come back in before you do whatever we ask that needs to be done. The one thing I will say is we're here to help you, but we're also here to follow the site and the zoning ordinances that we have set forth. We've all voted on one way or the other, good or bad. So, okay, I hope that helps. And thank you for coming in, and thank you for your support. I will say the basketball court over there is a beautiful thing. It really is. And
Almost every day, there's people out there, and it's just getting to know people, you know, it's hard to walk up and down the road, you know, and meet people, you know. I don't want to get on somebody's ring camera and get shot or something. And, you know, for them to come out and, I'm sure that would never happen. But we just intend to be good neighbors and, you know, benefit the community and all that. And like Ken said, the purpose of coming here in a preliminary way is, you know, we don't have deep pockets, but, you know, we have to go fundraise all that stuff. And when I talk to the donors, one of the things they're going to want to ask is, have you run, you know, are you being good neighbors? That's what they care about that, you know, and to their benefit and to their credit. And they want to know, not only are you being good neighbors and, you know, with good reputation in the community, are you benefiting the community, and have you touched base with the planning board? And so that's why we're here. Just wanted to make sure that there's no red flags in what you're hearing so far. I know it's nothing official. Yeah. Thank you.
Always devils in the detail, right?
Well, that's right. But the intent goes a long way.
Yeah, that's, we'll get through this in a positive way.
That's right.
So far.
Well, thank you.
You're not paving the driveway with intent, right?
Just the intent to bless me.
If you did as nice a job as you've done in the park over there, you're an asset.
Yes, that's all right. Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Thank you
soil.
for
All
that.
right, you're welcome.
Oh, okay.
You can stick
I have
around.
no
or
idea
you
what
can
that
head
would
out.
mean, gravel, clay, or
I get you.
something like that.
Okay.
You have to have smart.
Next on the agenda
You're
is,
saying, so if you only do something, I can
Oh,
That's all right, there was this one right here,
oh, okay.
that's the one.
I thought it was this one because from before.
I'm building on these ones right now. I just built this house and I'm building these two houses right now.
Yeah, that looks good so far.
Okay.
You know, it's still not done yet.
I'll have to look when I go down that road tomorrow, because I saw some and
The
then,
big red house is right here.
okay. And you build it further back?
Nope, there's a house already on it. We bought this lot. There's a house right now that we're building that's sheet rock stage. They're both sold.
I need to drive a little slower when I go by. I'm usually like in a hurry to get down to where we go, but, so it is this one.
Yes. So we're gonna try to come in this way.
You don't have any permitting authority?
I mean, it's 5 acres, so I can't see how you don't have enough to do.
That we know, but we're just more or less looking.
they want to know
Some
how
would say.
what this
Yeah.
is, how they go about it.
It's better to come and do it this way, then everyone asks questions and then things that nobody thinks of.
And then you're on the record with the town, so.
Yeah, I mean, everything's recorded and we're all being open and honest and
That's it. You
that's
guys
all we
gonna be on
want.
board.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's what you have, that's your authority, is the site plan review.
You still have the authority to listen to the consultation.
We
We didn't commit to.
We're not, no, and I didn't say you were, I said that's ultimately what they gave
Yes.
from the
That's,
planning.
that's what we're saying here, ultimately we're gonna have to do. Move to the front.
You can even sit here.
Over there.
Oh, some of
Is that
it.
yours?
I prefer, I like it when people come ahead of time.
Did everybody get the minutes?
Yep.
Anybody, did everybody have a chance to read those and agree with those? Another time,
I'll make a motion, we accept the minutes from June 13th, 2024 as written.
Seconded.
Any discussion? Motion carries. Okay. Do you have a copy of the budget? And if you have any changes? Whoops. This last month. We've expended, the only monies that we have expended on traffic regional planning and some workshop money. Most of our workshop money is still there, over $300 there. So I don't know, a lot of workshops I'm seeing are online, I think you've been sending out.
They're free.
Yeah, they're free. And they're at lunchtime, if you can.
The ones that are, that you can go back and watch, they don't like expire, so like,
I don't think so.
No, they're there.
I just,
They're just archived.
Okay.
They're in the local library.
all right, I just need to go back to your emails with the links and click.
You know, it's fine, I just wanted to see what.
So, I've missed a couple, just because I missed them, but if you can't go to sleep some night, you can go and look at it. I mean, the one we did on the right to know, that's still up.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets pulled down, I think.
So much better in person.
It is, if you ever get a chance to go to one of the first, and I know it's difficult for all of you, try to go.
She won't even come to the other side of town. We should try to get it concrete.
Hey, I was in Birmingham 2 weeks ago.
You won't go to the
No,
Lake District, but you'll go to
Birmingham.
Birmingham? You won't go to the Lake District, but you'll go to Birmingham?
That's right. I'm going to the
Okay,
Associated with the higher class.
It's an associate with these
new business, town forest lot merger, lot 20, map 26, lot 13, sub 2. Still working on it?
I got a lot, I got a lot of paperwork. Ron's giving her a hard time.
I noticed John did, the other people, Roy's,
You know, I'm
checked the
not
tax
ready.
collector.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was around that same service for me.
Version 3.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Actually,
So what are we talking about?
Okay.
RFP.
Kate is working on conservation commission, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the selectmen first for their
Okay.
signature. But I need to get some additional information.
Spoiler alert.
What are you
Okay,
trying-
there is a lot up in
The town forest lot, we're combining all of the lots, we're merging them into one lot.
Oh, we didn't do that, we just took the last
Last year we
we
did
just
it.
took it back, or we merged?
Sorry.
No, no, it's fine, I'm just having a hard time with it, Bobby beat me up, he loves, so,
I do it for you. I know, and that wasn't right.
Oh, so what?
But anyway, we're merging together, 5 lots on Paper Mountain.
What,
And then put
man,
into,
is that map like 26?
yeah, 26 and 22.
Okay, so it's like, so it's like this one,
Yeah, the one we just acquired last, Garrity Lumber lot, and we're gonna add that in. And because that one combines with the other two, we can add those 3 to the larger
So
lot.
we're just gonna consider that 5 and then we're having one lot?
Yes.
Is that just a merger?
Now, will be a
It
merger.
will be a merger now.
But
That's-
Like,
selectmen,
that's not something that has to go before,
yes, the selectmen have to sign it.
oh, okay, but I mean,
Because it's
that's
been-
not a warrant, that's not a warrant article.
No, because it was a warrant article in March.
Oh, all right, yeah, that's.
To go to
It was a warrant
conservation.
article.
Okay.
You're right, you are right, it is a warrant article, but it is required.
It was a
Well,
warrant
no,
article,
okay.
it was a warrant article for that property to go back into conservation, but not to get merged, right?
It was a warrant article to put at 20, 22, 26, 12, because that property was just taken in taxes.
Uh,
And we put it into town forest, and we requested that it be merged with
Other.
the rest of the town forest.
So is it map 22 or 26?
No, you don't need that. This is all details we'll bring forward probably at the next meeting.
Okay.
If you need them, I mean, I'm happy to give them to you. I just don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
26 and 22.
Oh, okay, I can do that. It's on the warrant article.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next item, sir?
Next item we have, I have in my hand here though, did you all get a copy of the permits?
Yes, and I do have a question regarding this.
Okay.
On
I know
the
nothing about it.
spruce roads, the two that are for St. Pierre building. I thought, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Kate, because you were here for this, like the rest of your work, is he made a comment that he was going to need a setback. He was going to need a setback or a variance on those properties. And he's not on the ZBA. So,
I know he doesn't want to do the lot line adjustment anymore. He said if the other thing not, he's not.
so if he doesn't do the law line adjustment, I believe he needs variances, and so I don't know why he built those buildings if he doesn't have any variances.
Wait, it doesn't say where the house?
Because
Oh,
of the
oh,
septic.
here it is, sorry.
Oh, yes, he does.
Let's see.
What lots are those? Four?
Map 4 lots 51 and 52.
Yeah, that's right. A little.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, 50, so there's 51 and, is it, how old is it? I think that shows up.
Here's a towing permit, electrical permit, and a building permit.
51 and 52.
He never merged those, no.
Yeah, you merged, there's two lots.
133 Lake Shore.
Chicalini merged them.
Right, so with that, that's better than the past. So
That's
that's,
in the past.
you can't undo that.
Right.
So those lots 51 and 52. There was, when he came in and he wanted to, talk, lot line adjustment was on 51 and 52. 51 and
He
52.
doesn't want to do that.
He wanted to move this one down. He wanted to move this, this is 51 and 52, so 52.
So the code enforcement officer should check on where the property is going to be set, if it meets the setback. Cannot continue to issue permits unless you check where the property is going.
Okay. I will,
That just causes problems.
no.
Oh, okay.
It's right on the application. The
I got-
application says, do you have the setback?
Right.
That should be an item that the code enforcement should check off. If he doesn't stop,
So he's got two permits going right now, or he's got two,
Yes.
he's building on two different lots.
Yes, and 51 and 52. And when he was here that evening,
No,
he
again.
wanted to come in and use the paper road as his, remember that? And we were like, no, you can't do that. And it was like, he was gonna have, I believe he was gonna have to get a variance. And yeah, and I am a little, this will be the second time this has happened without a variance, by a variance not applied for in, when it needs to be. Because this puts issues with the zoning board, this causes issues for them. And then because of,
it
it causes
it
issues.
is a,
And the discussion has been brought up and said, especially on the Lakes District, before a building permit is issued, the lots need to be checked to make sure they meet the setbacks, because we all know these things over here are like
so the
10 by
question,
10.
the
Especially
question
down in
that
that
we should
area.
have put forth to the code enforcement officer,
Surveys.
who is supposed to enforce the zoning ordinances. Did you check the zoning ordinances that they need setback? And show us that you did.
So can you, John,
Yep.
send an email to our CC the BOS regarding specifically these two lots
I will do that.
to say,
They meet setback.
they need setbacks and pull the building permits, take a look at them, because I remember, like I said, when we were here that night,
This is the third one in,
Well, I will say if you have an issue with that one, then you might have an issue with the one that he's doing on Lake Shore, because Lake Shore is the same, I mean, they're all small.
where's Lake Shore?
They-
133?
Yeah, the very next one, that's,
They're doing a prefab shed, so that's That's not a that's what it says. It says prefab shed.
So he's not putting a house or anything
No, it
livable?
says prefab shed.
I don't care if it's a shed or.
No, right, but it still needs to, at least that's a prefab shed versus a building, a house.
With a
But again,
septic.
it still needs to, you know, the due diligence has to be done on whether these variances are being, you know, the
Well,
setbacks are being
I'm sure
met.
there'll be a building permit for an actual house because the septic design was done for this, the Lake Shore.
Oh, is there nothing on this property or anything?
No, it's an empty lot on Lake Shore. That's an empty lot that they just cleared. But I know a septic design was done just a couple of
Still live in a prefab shed?
weeks ago because the septic designer was my septic designer.
Did you check to see if it was, go online to see if it was permitted?
I haven't got on yet, but I only know because,
Is this one of the lots you're talking about here?
No.
so this
Yeah,
is,
oh yeah, this one right.
it's the next one. That he, so he's building on 2 different properties in the same area.
Page 2, it says 133 Lake Shore Drive, that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I only know because when I called the septic designer to come and make an appointment for mine, he was like, oh, you know, where are you? And I told him, and he's like, are you anywhere near Lake Shore? And I was like, well, where are you? And he told me, like, take a left and go up the street.
So he's applying for 2 buildings, correct?
No, wait, let's.
I'm just saying,
No, wait,
yeah.
take a step. St. Pierre is on Spruce. The one that Christine's talking about is Lake Shore, which is not St. Pierre, it's a
Yes.
totally different, okay,
No, well, Don St. Pierre's the owner of that property.
of this,
Of 133 Lake Shore?
no, it says the owner is James Carroll.
No.
It says right there, owner, James Carroll.
This,
Am I looking at this wrong? So then,
If you go back to the first page, so
so
it's,
so it's this and
yeah,
then I
look
go
at the
down?
pit. The pit is the way it starts, so.
Okay.
If you look at that, so on the first page, it says 451, lot 4, map 4, lot 51, new building, Spruce Road, owner St. Pierre. On the next page, you
Okay.
see map 4, lot 52, new building, St.
They
Pierre.
don't have they don't
Oh, okay.
have a number of street roads, because they don't have record.
And then when you get to map 4, lot
Where's that?
72, that's 132, that's James Carroll who owns that one.
Okay, I was just reading, I thought it was, because I know he does own property on Lake Shore as well, and so,
That one's not on here yet.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's,
I will send a letter,
yeah,
memo,
send it
whatever
to
it
me.
is, I will.
Say this is, and I would stress that this is a recurring
This
issue.
cannot continue. I don't know if he did check it, great. If he didn't,
Well, that's it, I would say, in one of your questions, you have to see copy, have a electronic version of the copy of the building permit section, because, yeah, on the building permit, they're supposed to say, you know.
right on the
Yes, I understand.
application.
Because they usually, it's supposed to put on there like what the set, you know, like, oh, they meet the 50-feet requirement, they're supposed to fill that out, and state, blah, blah, blah. Yes,
Okay.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, workshop. Yeah.
So to say, Robin continues to send those reminders out to everybody, which is great, so people can make them each week. John, with your long commute, you could probably listen to it like on, you know, on your phone or something. Just saying.
not while I'm driving.
You can listen
you
to
can
it.
listen to it?
Just
Good.
put it back on your- make a
I need to
recommendation.
stay awake in the morning.
Well, that's just probably true, so sorry.
That's why you take those 10 cups of coffee.
Okay, the reason for the workshops is to continue to work on zoning ordinances. And I am still working, putting together, I'm gathering information about septic. That's my thing. And there is a lot of information.
And I'm guessing that's pretty fluid. Given the last couple of years with some of that too.
Well, you know, it's,
So-
we've only had one alert.
No, I mean from out of town.
No, you're right.
Towns and everything. So
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not-
that's
I'm not
true.
meaning just us, I mean, I think this is
It
becoming a
is.
very hot topic.
It is a hot topic. So, what I've been doing is gathering state input on septic systems, town regulations and ordinances, and there's a lot of new ones that have come up. A lot of them are mandatory inspections every 3 to 5 years. Some of them get to the point where they want you to register it. You have to turn in a piece of paper, the code enforcement or health officer or somebody saying that you did it. If you didn't do it, they impose fines. I mean, that's over the top. The other thing that I would like to do in this, and I probably haven't that much in my hard and that much with hard what I would like to do is there was a guy that I met up at the Mantra Lakes Association Congress in New York, and he is a septic inspector designer. And he's one of New Hampshire Lake's Smart Lake program, one of their sponsors that will work with him. And I'm going to ask him, I haven't done it yet, I'm going to ask him to come down here and give us his opinion on some of these regulations. He's a little concerned about the regulations in terms of might not be going in the right direction. I don't know why. And I remember he's representing site designers, inspectors. He's not an installer. So I don't think once we get to the point of writing the ordinance, it will be difficult. Because there's a lot of good ones out there on the high end, low end, and then
And they're all relatively new, from my understanding.
relatively new in the last 2 to 3 years. All predicated on property or towns that are near water bodies, which is about every town is. Whether it's a river or whether it's a lake or whatever. So, I don't know, we can continue to work through just editing the zoning ordinance that we have now. I think we've gone down to, I don't want to stay too late tonight, if you don't mind. But the workshop, we could set up to get into that, and I think we're gonna, Janet is doing a lot of work on workforce housing. Workforce housing, I think Warren with Mitchell said that our regulation is really bad. Now, I'm gonna get a quote. I'm going to get a quote from Stratford Regional Planning also. I'm not sure how strong they are on workforce housing, but they did mention that and they're involved with it. So I'm going to ask for a quote.
Did she say where it was weak? Or?
Excuse me. Their staff.
No, he's going Stratford Regional.
Oh, no.
We're not looking to.
Well, no, where Laura said that it wasn't.
No, I don't know. I just heard that she.
Well, we would have just borrowed that from another, we would have borrowed that from another town.
Yeah, that we did. Yeah, we did. So, in today's environment, the way things are changing, workforce housing,
Yes, it needs to be
it needs to be more,
Beefed up.
it needs to be more definitive and clear.
Yeah.
It's too willy-nilly, like a lot of our ordinances are willy-nilly, they're not specific enough.
Yeah.
I don't want to over-regulate, but I want the regulations you have to be clear.
Yep.
So, in terms of a workshop, August, I don't need to be at these things, but we could spend, no, I don't. So my August is,
Are you saying that meaning you want us to meet and you don't need to come?
no, I'm not saying that.
Oh,
I'm
no,
just
I
saying,
know, that's, which is fine, but I was like, I'm just asking.
It sounded like to me.
if you want a workshop to go, I don't have anything to present yet on the stuff. Neither does Jen. So the only thing we would do at a workshop is continue to go page for page.
So do you want to do that, like, so do you want to maybe go for, like, in September?
Oh,
3 o'clock. So, so we would be meeting September 12th.
Yep.
That's a Thursday. Do you want to potentially meet, John, you can't meet early then. What's the earliest, what time do you get home? Like 6:29 and you're coming in here hot?
It takes longer than I would like to get home.
I know, obviously, because we don't want to do it later, we want to get it, so could we potentially do it like on Saturday,
it's okay with me.
the 14th?
If we do if we could just do it like earlier in the day.
Yeah.
No, it'd be like 8.
Morning.
First
No, I
thing in
think
the
it's
morning.
like 8,
Okay,
right? Like 8 to 10 would be our goal.
that would be fine.
John,
We'll get you coffee, John. I'll get you a box of Joe.
It's great, you drive down to work.
oh, you gotta work on that?
I
You
work
work on
I
Saturday?
work Saturdays.
Okay.
So, I mean,
All right.
If you don't need me there, then I don't have to be there, but I for the Saturdays to change.
Is there a day
Is there
during
a
the week that you don't work then?
Mondays.
Let me just,
Yeah, Monday's not-
I don't get to pick the schedule.
No, but on Mondays it's tough to do.
No, I
Alright.
Unless we do-
Sunday evening?
no.
No, okay, I'm just trying to throw up, I don't really like the Sunday either, but.
unless we do like Thursday 26th, that's 2 weeks from our meeting, 2 weeks from the next one.
Yeah, but if we want to get stuff rolling, that's my only concern.
Especially if it has to get into like the ballot.
Yes, that's why I'm like. would
Because now you're getting into crunch time
the
for that.
19th be fine?
I would be fine with the 19th.
19th?
The 19th?
The 14th and the 19th both work for me.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try for the 19th, then, shoot for the 19th at 6:30, would you make 6 or 6:30 is best?
I can do 6.
6, so let's try 6 on that, which is,
Something
gets us
earlier.
in somewhere, maybe gets us out.
We
Yeah.
need to reserve the room.
Yeah.
Won't hurt.
Yeah, no, right, there shouldn't be
So
anything.
9:19 is 6:30?
Yeah, no, 6.
6.
You want me to do that?
Yeah, you
You
know
want
what?
to? Alright.
Okay, so we have something.
Okay, so workshop schedule, that's set. It would be nice, everybody, we can go through these pretty quick.
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
Like, which ones we want to definitely proceed with.
Planning board procedure, we passed it.
What did you say?
Planning board procedure, did we do that?
I thought we did.
Yeah, I thought we did.
Zoning ordinances review, we just talked about that. Anybody have any comments about anything other than code enforcement?
No, because we're going to circle back after the meeting, because I just want to.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. What, so can I ask, why do we have this,
That was the original, what was it, is that income?
no, this is New Durham Road.
Oh, that's a mistake. yeah.
Okay.
That's-
We were trying to figure out, figuring out what.
Couldn't even read it, yeah.
Because when Jeff called me and said, geez, I'd like a meeting, so immediately I thought, oh, it's over here.
All the ones that,
The
yeah.
one down there, so I said, okay, so I'm going, you're not coming in on a site plan. I said, wait, can go, oh, because I made copies. Okay. All right, anybody have anything else?
Okay, I will have a question. So I was assigned,
Oh,
no, I was assigned a short-term rental, and I got a bunch of printouts,
oh.
and I can share them with everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't do the
Did you-
printout that no, I haven't gotten to the town hall to get that printout, because I'm not printing out on my computer.
Some cities.
Did you see what the Wolfboro Committee?
That's the one that you sent.
Okay.
Is it Ossipee?
No, Ossipee has one, and then they have a whole schedule, and then Wolfboro set up a whole committee on it, and they had like a whole PowerPoint on it's on the town website, their PowerPoint on short-term,
Short-term rental.
yeah. But,
I don't,
but
what are you seeing on the short-term rentals? Because
It all depends on what town you're in. You know what I mean? I'll share with you what I have. Oh, right here. So this is, let me share this.
and then Janet says that there's an article in the newest town, and is it Town and City?
And I'll give them to Robbie. That's Robbie's. So this is the towns of like, that have like short-term rental ordinance status. So
It's not too many, is it?
no, so this is kind of maybe useful, and then I do have, this one passed along, this is like the debate, and once again, this will be on the follow. And I'm more than happy to do one. And there's, those trees here, people, well, this is not.
Here goes the budget.
It's you.
Yeah, look at that and you.
And
Your
then,
file, give me your file.
oh, here's Meredith's. Meredith's short-term rental ordinance.
See how new these dates are?
Yeah.
And there's NHMA, this is from 2019. See, they haven't put anything up yet. in a while. Washington's clear about it.
What's the problem you're trying to correct?
Well, no, we're just trying to think, should we have an ordinance, you know, how to proceed, should we have an ordinance with short-term rentals? Because,
There's so many.
The concerns, our neighbors are concerned about,
you know,
renters not abiding by rules, laws, noise, parties.
They're just not being invited to parties.
Well, and in Ossipee, you have to have a permit. So if you're using your house as an Airbnb, you have to get a permit.
Yeah,
So you're identified, you're clearly identified
And
as
it-
somebody who's renting their property.
So yeah, you get a permit with the town, and I think in Ossipee it's like $100 for the permit, and then $50 for every bedroom. That's like they have like this whole scheduling fee of how.
and I did have this from the Hampshire Office of Planning and Development. I just didn't print off
What's the date of
because
that?
it did from May 2022. It didn't print off very well, so I think it's, but it goes.
How do you enforce that? Well, first, sometimes, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
Some towns go as far as requiring, if you do an Airbnb, that you have certain requirements in the building,
Yeah.
your sanitary has to be certain things, so many, you have to have an inspection. If you, I don't know if this is done here, but in New Hampshire, if you have a hotel, you rent, okay, you rent from, you have a hotel, and you have a pool, that has to be licensed, certified, and inspected regularly. So what do you do with a hot tub?
Each and all.
Hot tub are nasty, can be, unless you take care of them. I know we were in a B&B, Airbnb in Tennessee, beautiful place, they had a hot tub, and they dump it. They empty it after each tenant.
I believe.
I don't know where the water comes from, because we're up 2,000 feet. Water goes right down the river, and out
I mean, the issue is, I mean, people have been coming up here for rentals and seasonal vacations for
Actually, it's this first
all
one.
all time.
I have extra copies, Dave. if you
And
want something specific.
So is the property owner going to be, you know, I mean, they're sending friends up here or they're renting. I mean, you can't knock on every door in the Lake District that rents.
if they rent an Airbnb,
Short term.
file with the state.
Right, yeah.
Anything that's 30 days or less.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
If they rent and don't, you get caught. Guaranteed to.
So they
So
have to.
is it state that you have to register?
State,
So it's up to the state to figure this out.
no,
No?
no, local. I'm not saying we have to do this.
Right.
Again, I don't want to over-regulate anything, and right now, in terms of, the only complaints I've had about Airbnbs around here is that the renters complain about the snails and the mucky water.
Oh, well, last year was
So what
good.
it says is that
Same.
among negative effects that many municipalities have experienced are increases in noise, littering, traffic, illegal parking, and disorderly conduct. So it's just, Because we do, and part of the other thing though is if they aren't registered with the state as an Airbnb, or, whatever, because we do, the town gets like the Meals and Rooms and Meals revenue. So that only, I think, helps us.
Yeah.
To some, maybe not, I don't know.
Right, it wouldn't be a lot, but.
Well, how are we going to, as a town, going to find out who has one and who doesn't?
Go to the state and say who's registered, and they know they have to be registered,
Right. And,
because they have to collect.
okay, well then that sounds like a state problem. The state figures out who pays tax for those registered.
So where are you going with it?
So the question is, for the person that rents a room 1 weekend a year, is that
I
covered
don't
in
think that's
there?
what we're looking at.
I'm just,
No,
We're not
it's-
looking at the renter. We're looking at the person who owns it, who's using it, utilizing it as a business to
Yep.
say, there are guidelines you need to follow.
if I rent my house out and I don't register the state finds out, I'm going to be punished, am I not?
I don't know what
If
they're.
you rent your
If you're
house,
renting it out as an
short
Airbnb
term,
for
it says
weekends.
short term. If you own a piece of property
Right.
and
No.
you rent it out,
Yep, short
you're
term.
not gonna be charged rooms and meals. There's gotta be someplace, and we don't know yet, there's someplace in the statute where they qualify as a short term.
Right, well, I'm just saying, if they don't register the state and meet the qualifications, the state, it's up to the state to figure this out. It's their rules. We don't enforce state laws.
Provided that, well, no, but if we have an ordinance,
Right.
if we develop an ordinance for short-term rentals,
Well, I'm just,
it's a double, like with everything, I think there's a
lot
good
of
and a
houses that
bad.
are rented in my neighborhood alone.
Well, right.
I'm
As
not
well-
walking around knocking
Are
on
they short term or are they long term?
Oh.
They're long term.
It sounds like someone's business, it's not mine. If they decide to rent your house, that's a property owner's right. And if they don't comply with the state regulations or the town ordinance, if they make one, that's their problem too.
Well, but, all right, so there's a couple, so, short-term versus long-term.
Right.
Because Christine, you can attest to this firsthand, is,
Yeah.
if I have property, and even if it's long-term, and I'm renting it to somebody, and they're being disorderly and everything, that's on me to make sure you as a renter are applying by the rules. You know what I mean? Because they can come after you and you're
Yeah,
like,
but
screw you, I'm not a taxpayer here, blah, blah, blah.
I know, but there's a way to get that, because if I have a large party at the rented house, the
Yeah.
neighbors are gonna call the police, and that would be a noise ordinance.
Right?
But if I just rent out the Airbnb,
Well, the
and
other,
nothing happens, like, there's no
That's what we
mechanism,
hope.
there's
Well, that's
no
what-
mechanism to trigger anything. So what is the trigger, I guess is what I'm asking, to have some sort of compliance check? I'm just,
Well, no, I don't know what the.
but it's the same thing that you could say for septics. You're supposed to have a state-approved septic design,
I
and
know.
there are people that don't in this
I know, but
town.
what is our
And then
trigger?
how do you find out that they don't?
Yep, we're not going to open up people's septic tanks with a big ruler.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
We might.
Okay, John has the time to do that, I don't.
John's got waiters.
No, we'll get the problem. Anything else?
I'm just trying to find out how do we determine with an ordinance what the trigger is?
How do we determine with all the other ordinances?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, again, the noise ordinance is a trigger because the neighbors complain.
No, that's enforced by them.
Yeah, yes, but there's a trigger to that. Like,
A noise, a complaint.
Right.
okay, so
So if a neighbor,
then we
I
need.
have a neighbor one house down, okay? She rents that place out all the time, weekly.
Okay.
If it gets too noisy and rowdy,
Yep.
okay, that's gonna bother my domicile.
Yes.
So I call the police. If it continues, then I'm gonna come in here and say, hey, I want something done here. And
Okay.
that's the way it is.
No, I understand about noise, trash,
All that stuff.
parking are all triggers.
All triggers, those are.
So what about the good, well-behaved renter? They're not gonna trigger anything.
Right, so,
So is it not a problem?
Well, I mean, it's like, it's just like drunk driving. There's a one person that gets in their car after going to the bar for 5 hours, getting loaded, and they drive down the road and they go home and they never get caught. And then there's the other person that drives down the road and takes out 12 people. Like, that other guy doesn't get caught because, well, he was pretty decent at driving while he was drunk.
Okay,
But,
that's just the law.
I mean,
So-
that's just,
Right, but are you saying,
I-
how do you police who?
Why should you have an ordinance where somebody rents it out for vacation?
Right,
and
is that
they
what
do
you're asking?
nothing?
I mean, what,
And maybe we don't, that's part of one of the things is to discuss it, to say,
No.
is it worth having an ordinance for an Airbnb?
that's what I'm asking, that's what I'm
Right,
asking.
that's what the discussion, that's why we're gonna read through this, and then we can say, okay, we put everything we read through, we don't think it's really gonna be worthwhile for Middleton.
I'm just,
Yeah.
because again, the
Yeah.
problems are easy because they're obvious, the neighbors complain. It's just well-behaved renters.
We're not going after the well-behaved renters, but are you gonna say, okay, because you've had bad renters, and the rentee is gonna say, well, I can't control it, and then we're gonna say, well, you're gonna have to.
Fine,
So-
well,
And that's whether it's long-term or short-term.
I will read your references and I will,
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not making the recommendation, because I haven't
Nope.
totally read through them again.
No, that's
But
the
it's
law.
just, the idea is, we have all this information,
Yep.
do we move forward with it or we don't?
and it's becoming a new thing.
Right, and it's, yes, it's
Okay.
really a huge thing because of the whole book, everybody.
Sunrise Lake is not a destination for water.
Correct.
It is not. It has some very nice property on here that rent, and they're getting more nice.
Right.
So I rented here on Nicola before we bought up here from 95 to 2002 every summer. And it was- So we just rented Armani's house, which is a couple houses down from Dock. And 700 a week. But there's several properties now along the way. By the dam, that's one. My neighbor's another one. There's another one down on Fox Fork.
There's a bunch I think I don't know.
There's a ton of them in my neighborhood, a ton.
There's a few, yeah, so I mean, it's not.
I know,
And they've
it's-
been renting for a long time, though, those people, right?
no,
No, because if you go out on Airbnb, you can see.
if you have an Airbnb, there's a lot in my neighborhood, and there actually, a lot of people in my neighborhood have asked and questioned and complained because they'll go down to the beach and they cause problems, and then we're like, who the hell are these people, where they come from? And it's like, well, they have a sticker on their car, so they're legit, they're somewhere in the neighborhood, but then once you track down where they came from, they're gone, because
So
they're different.
that is if, that would be an association issue to
Right.
tell your members, okay, if you have guests, you rent your place out, this is what you gotta do, you gotta give them a temporary stay.
Yeah,
When we go to Florida, we used to be able to do this, we have a community that cuts off because of COVID. They messed up the lease. So, what we used to be able to do is we took our contract to the town hall or to your office, wherever that is, your home or whatever, and you get a permit. Got a little badge. So we go to the beach. What do you do with residents that are not members? You can't use the beach.
yeah.
You can use the beach, but you can't park, right? So your members can't go shooing people off if they don't park there. And they can't park on a town road.
So, yes, this was just information, so everybody.
The
can-
same thing with the septic, doesn't mean we're gonna do anything about it.
no, I'm just coming up with like, I can't drive by and see like whether a septic tank is good or bad. I don't have that
Roll your window
ability.
down.
I mean, if
I was gonna say.
there's a problem, you usually you can find out.
Yeah, but you wanna make sure the problem doesn't happen in the first place.
Yeah,
Well, again, this is,
Well-
it's up to the property owner, again, to manage their property.
Right, but if they don't manage their property, then someone has to make their.
We don't have to enforce that, you know, for the good of the community, we should encourage property owners to manage their property. They should paint their houses, they should mow the lawns, they should check on their septic.
They should take care of their ditches and-
I'm not gonna mandate it, but it's something you should do. I need to cut my
Someone
lawn.
about the BOS people.
I don't tell my lawn, it's too dry, you gotta go up to the, you shouldn't cut it.
Okay, well, you might be able to hay your lawn, I'm just saying, you know, I just want to keep that in mind, the mandating of things.
I think if you read the, if you go onto Wolfboro's website, actually, I didn't read the whole thing because I was trying to look for the ordinance that I'm working on, but it was one of the first ones that I noticed, and I was like, oh, that's a good one, I should forward it along to Roxanne, but if you read the PowerPoint on it, they did a very good job.
Okay,
So
well,
I have the one from Austin, can you send me another one?
No, I think I just told you, check out Wolfboro.
Yeah.
well, maybe we can, yeah, maybe someone else has tracked this down already,
But,
so.
and Janet called me before I left for the meeting and said that it's Town and City, right, the magazine?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to call it Town and Country, but,
It
so,
just-
Town and City, I guess this July, August, or June, July, there's an article in there about it.
Oh, okay, I just
So-
picked it up in the office.
And what Wolfboro basically determined was because the state's regulations or laws or rules or whatever are so
Weak,
gray and weak,
yeah.
that Wolfboro decided that as of right now, they're really not going to enforce one because it's so gray that they're worried about potentially getting into like a lawsuit or an issue. And so then their suggestion or their comment is to look into other ordinances, like the trash ordinances, the other ones, and maybe tightening those up and enforcing those more.
No, I mean, town, cities, larger communities have rules about multiple dwellings and their trash, and I think we'll take care of them.
We do too, but.
All right, well, we'll get it.
Yeah, okay, that's,
All right.
I just
Really
wanted,
good.
instead of me hauling it back and forth, I wanted to.
And Tufton Borough's one was pretty good too, I thought, but it's just, you know, two different towns looking at it from two different perspectives.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 7:50.
I'll second.
May I have the extra hotel?
Yes.
No. You have to take that,
All over, paying for it. Aye.
Aye.